Welcome to Module 4. In this module, we're going to be covering Pages. Pages are the cream of the crop in terms of marketing tools on Facebook. You may be deceived to think there's no real difference between Pages and Groups. However, if you've been wanting to know where the real money is on Facebook, Pages is where it's at. To do a quick recap, we've been through your profile, ways to set it up to get that good foundation going, your group, and how to start making those relationships that'll give you some long-term numbers. And we're going to now talk about a legitimate, keyword there, legitimate representation of your business and a legitimate way to sell on Facebook. Once again, we're going to focus on actually not directly selling, but those tactics that are going to be most effective in the persuasion of people to buy your product. So let's move into what are pages. Pages are the updated version of what used to be called fan pages. As stated earlier, it's a place on Facebook you can legitimately sell and is a powerful driving force of building brands, businesses, followings, fans, etc. A lot of the immediate cash comes from pages. Facebook allows you to promote your business or anything you want. So remember, you have the freedom to get really creative here. And this is going to require you to build your own strategy. So go ahead and take all the notes from our modules, do your own research, and come up with your own strategy. For now, let's do some research so we can really see what pages are all about. Right now, we'll search for buying property. And remember to always click the See More option and then click on Pages. So we'll go to one that stands out. And this will just give you the basic idea. So you can see here, a page is essentially a profile. And it's a profile with limitations. It looks just like a personal profile, but instead of allowing a page to have friends, it can only have likes. Likes are basically just like adding you as a friend. Once a user clicks on the like button, they are instantly connected with you. Also, you can see here that the page has a timeline, just like your own profile. A small info section, and it still allows you to have photos, discussion, and in addition, reviews. Another thing we can do is type Pages into the search bar and click Facebook Pages. Here, you'll see sort of a hub with all the most popular or trending pages on Facebook right now. And this is a good spot to start your research and see how the big companies are doing it. Now, if you're doing research, you're going to notice something. The more you click on the big company pages, the more you're going to realize there's hardly any selling going on. The more you're going to realize that they all look like legitimate Facebook pages. None of them look like a website or some kind of spam site looking to sell you things and that's going to fish your information, okay? So that's something you want to remember later on down the line. Another thing that you'll notice is that a lot of pages aren't even for businesses. A lot of pages are for interests. And you're going to want to take note of that if you're going to choose to create an interest page for your product. Now, if you really start exploring pages, and you click on one of these buttons they've got here on the right, you'll see that there are various things you can do with your Facebook page. You can create a separate page for all your Twitter statuses, for all of your blog posts. You can even create a store right on Facebook, where people are going to browse your products, and where people are going to buy your products right from your Facebook page. Now, let's go ahead and cover the advantages of pages. The likes system is far better than users having to commit to a group. This means it is much easier for you to gain likes on a page than it is for people to join a group. Likes are unlimited, like groups. But clicking the like button comes with almost no commitment whatsoever. Users don't have to go into a group to see what's happening. Users don't even have to go straight to the page itself. They don't even have to be interested in making any discussion at all. Also, when someone clicks like, what will happen is Facebook will notify others of the like on their profile and in their info for other people to see. All of this adds up to how pages really go viral. So let's click it now just to show you. Fill out the captcha if there is one, and that's it. If we go to your news feed, you'll start seeing posts from that page. If we go to the profile, we see Antonio has liked the page. And if we go to his profile info, it shows a very basic list of pages that he has liked. A bit of a warning, however. Sometimes when people get to 15,000 to 20,000 likes, Facebook might put the page on hold for adding more people. This is just another one of those red flag indicators to check for people abusing Facebook and over spamming, and also they put this in place because of illegitimate likes and illegitimate profiles. Now, if you didn't know, certain businesses, in order to gain more influence through bandwagon marketing, will hire social media rigging. And the people they hire are experts at getting thousands of likes and even influential or favorable comments on their page, on their group, or on their profile. Now, I can't say that this is the best of tactics because one, the companies who've made this their business have done so by either creating tons upon tons of illegitimate profiles and pages, or they hire masses of people overseas for little to no money to use their Facebook to like and comment on pages. So you can see where there's a moral or ethical issue going on there. So, what Facebook wants to do is analyze the pages with considerable likes, and they want to see who has real fans and whose fans are essentially illegitimate. So just be warned that they may put a hold on your page. Be careful with your activities. Always be careful and mindful. Another advantage is that posts from fan pages show up in your newsfeed and in everyone's newsfeed that liked that page. Remember I said that doesn't happen for groups? Well, it definitely is allowed here on pages. So that's a source of major exposure to your business and for your product. Another advantage is, again, pages will get indexed on Google. And because they're more popular, pages often show up higher than groups on Google. Another pretty great advantage is that you can list company information, location, phone number, and any other information you'd like right in the info on that page. You won't have to worry about trying to hide that information or trying to not be a company, because once again, you're allowed to have a company page. On that note, since your company is allowed to have a page, they allow you to really represent or be your company. When you post, you're posting as your company, not as yourself. Also, Facebook will display how many people have been there. Remember in video 2 in the anatomy of a profile post, you could mention where you are. If you were at the coffee shop and indicated it in your post, Facebook adds that to the number of people who have been there and displays that number on the page here. This can be good publicity for your business. If you want to actually see why that works, I'll go ahead and do it again. So we'll go to Antonio's profile and make a post. Enter a location. Now check out this drop down. Do you see that? Antonio isn't just picking from a list of destinations that happen to be there. These are pages. Another pretty cool thing is that pages can post on other pages and can like other pages as well. This is where the power of marketing truly comes into play. If you can get some page-to-page relationships with other page owners, it'll be great networking, great publicity, great exposure for your product. Lastly, the disadvantages are that you don't have the ability to mail everyone, and pages that a person has liked are not easy for them to find. If you look here, we can find the groups we belong to and the pages we admin, but not the pages we've liked. This is kind of a double-edged sword in that it's bad because users can't readily see a list of their pages, but good because if they did, they might be more apt to going through all the pages they've liked and weeding out things they don't want to see on their newsfeed. So you can see how there's sort of a balance between groups and pages, and why it's good to actually have both. Lastly, just beware of the pros and cons so you can make the best marketing strategy for yourself. So now let's move on to creating a page. As you'll see, there doesn't seem to be any place available for doing that. There's no category for pages in the column on the left, even if you click on more next to some of the others. So what we'll need to do here is type pages into the search and go to Facebook pages. Otherwise, you can go to www.facebook.com/pages. So now go ahead and click on create a page. And this is where it's going to require you to do a bit of thinking. You may want to think about what you're going to do before you actually create a page. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to go ahead and create one. So for category, you want to choose your category wisely. And if we remember, Antonio had a ClickBank product that he was trying to sell, okay? One of those affiliate links from ClickBank. Well, Facebook may flag you down, and this is not to turn you off, but considerable pages with many likes may occasionally get flagged down, and Facebook may ask you, hey, is this your product? And it's not so much for 1 or 2 affiliate links. They're really trying to find out who is trying to build an entire page just to sell affiliate links. It's not a company, it's not their own product, it's nothing that they actually own. Facebook is trying to weed out those pages, weed out people who are just trying to use Facebook, not to benefit their own company, but to just sell all kinds of products that aren't even theirs. So just be aware of this. You're using Facebook to promote your own business, to promote your own products. And if you are only thinking about using Facebook for affiliate marketing, clearly affiliate marketing on its own, you may want to rethink your strategy, and you may want to come up with a way to get around Facebook saying, hey, are these products any of your own products? And that's going to require you to go ahead and devise that plan yourself. For this video, we're focusing on our own product, on Antonio's own products. So now, think about the type of page you're creating. Some pages don't sell anything at all because they're solely for advertisement. Think of them as commercials on Facebook. All these pages do is make regular updates about stuff, pictures, progress on a product. They even advertise sales or coupons, but no direct selling. And that's their choice, okay? So you could call that a page strictly for advertising. So you can go ahead and note that down and think about if you want to create a page solely for advertising and not for selling. Also, you have the option of making a page just for an interest. Some people decide to make 2 separate pages, one for their product and one just for an interest. The product page would give updates, current prices, links to sales, links to the online store. They might actually sell on that page. And the interest page would have no advertisements, just pictures, particularly if your business is something that naturally people are interested in. not property, but say cupcakes or fishing, or if you're in the show business or art business or internet meme business, okay, that interest page will just give people value. And they end up subscribing because they want to see pictures. They want to see video clips from the show, recaps from the show, things like news, etc. So, you kind of start seeing how this is all going to come into play, how you're going to start creating your strategy, whether you want to create just an interest page, just an advertisement page, just a store page, 3 separate pages. It's all up to you. For now, we're going to select business for our first page. And business comes with a few perks. When you select business or location, it will put you in that drop down that we saw earlier. And when people want to check in, as it's called, at your business, and they enter your location in their post, Facebook will gather that information for you and give you the option of displaying how many people have visited your business. So after we click on the category, we're going to go ahead and enter a name. And here, this all depends on the type of page you're creating. If you're creating a page that belongs to your business, you can go ahead and just create a page with your business name. If you're creating a page about a product, like one of Antonio's products, okay, we wouldn't be using the business category. Instead, we'd be using the product category. And for Antonio's product, let's say he's got a video, a how-to video on buying property in London. Now, for that kind of page, for a product page, you're going to want to use those keywords that we looked up in Google AdWords. Once again, flats to rent in London was one of ours. So what Antonio should think about calling this product page is something that utilizes that keyword. And it can be something simple like DVD on how to buy flats in London, or video set on buying flats in London, okay? So you can see how we're still integrating keywords into our business page. For this video, however, we're going to focus on just the business page, okay? Not the product page. What I would actually suggest for myself, what I would do, is create one business page. And that's kind of like my central page. And it's got all my business information, it's got some advertisements, it's got news about the business, it's got news about the industry, okay? And on that page, since it's a business page, I would go ahead and use that page for selling. And if I did this right, and if I utilized the features of pages, I may not even need to create separate pages for products. The reason that you do, however, want to create separate pages is so that you can utilize that keyword process. So Antonio can utilize flats to rent in London as a title of his page. Okay, after you select your name, you're going to go ahead and enter all your location information. And after that, it's going to ask you for a profile picture. And after that, let's go ahead and fix our information, okay? So we're going to click About and go to Basic Info, and we're going to put the information of our company, a little synopsis of what we're all about, and a link to our company page. And you can add more than one link to all the different pages that are associated with your company. So go ahead and do that. And after that, you'll be brought to your page. Afterwards, go ahead and invite your friends. And you can also invite via email contacts. And then here it notes that your page will come with 1 month of free support. Okay, so definitely make use of that. So if you have questions or something's going wrong with your page, you can contact Facebook support to ask them for help. So after we've set all that up, let's go ahead and write our first status and abide by everything you've learned about writing statuses in the past 2 videos on your profile and your groups, okay? And that's it. your page is generally set up. Okay, so as you can see, a page is basically a profile. It looks exactly the same. You've got a profile picture, you've got a cover picture, you've got a timeline. So go ahead and enter all those things. Upload a cover picture, upload a profile picture, and here's what you want to do. You don't want your page profile to look like your personal profile. So Antonio's not going to go and put his picture from his profile as his page picture. He's not going to go and put his cover picture from his profile on his page. So definitely come up with different pictures, and definitely this time around you can go ahead and put pictures of the store, put pictures of the product, put a banner as your cover. This is where, once again, it's like all the chains are off. You can be creative, you can get those pictures that are advertisements, you can get those commercial banners, you can get pictures of your storefront, and you can do all of that on Pages. Now I'm going to talk about the page that we're looking at. And this is sort of your home base. Now both your admin panel and your actual timeline show up below. So let's just go through all the different things in the admin panel. It's got notifications, which is just going to show you your activity and people's activity upon your page. It's got messages, which is going to show you your messages from others, people that may have messaged you through your page. It's got an area where you can see new likes, and you can see who's recently liked your page there. And Insights is a data service that will help you quantify your page information. Now, as you can see, you won't get to use Insights until you've reached a certain like quota, but just keep in mind that it's there. And now we're going to go through all the settings. So what we'll do is click on Edit Page, and just click on any of these links. So we'll just click Update Info. Okay, so here we've got email notifications, and it just asks you if you want to get emailed whenever someone posts to or comments on your page. And this can really clutter your inbox, so I personally prefer to uncheck it. Okay, save changes, and we'll move down to Manage Permissions. Now at the top you're going to see page visibility. This just asks you whether you want to unpublish your page, and basically the only reason you want to do that is if you want it to be hidden until you're ready, until it's all set up. But for the sake of getting things going, I prefer not to unpublish and just keep it published. Okay, next down is country restrictions, and that's all up to you. If you want your page to not be seen in certain countries, you can go ahead and type it in there. There's also age restrictions. If you've got a product that's not friendly for young folks and it's not appropriate, you can restrict the page to being seen by certain age groups. Next we have posting ability, and this controls what other people can do on your timeline. The first box says everyone can post to your timeline, and if you leave this box checked, that means that customers and other users can post things on your timeline, communicate with you on your timeline, so it's generally a good thing to keep that checked. The next one is that everyone can add photos and videos to your timeline, and you can generally keep that checked as well, unless you notice that people are starting to spam your group and put their own advertisements and put their own photos, okay? So just be able to monitor for all that. Next is post visibility. You can check this box to show recent posts by others on the top of your page, and all this does is it allows people to toggle between posts by you and posts by others. So that's up to you on whether you want that to go on. And again, this here, default visibility of posts by others on your timeline, okay? You can choose here to set the default, whether people can even go ahead and comment at all. So you can pick allowed on page or hidden from page, okay? So it's the same thing, but instead of giving users the power to toggle it on and off, you can go ahead and just completely allow it or completely deny it. Okay, next is tagging ability, and you can leave this unchecked if you don't want people to tag photos of your business. Next, you have the option to show a message button or not on your page. Okay, so if you click show, people have the ability to message you. If you click don't show, people don't have the ability to message you. Many really big companies choose not to show the message button, okay, for the purposes of not getting any spam or even hate emails, etc. So that's up to you again. It's to your discretion whether you want people to be able to message you through your page or not. Okay, next there's a moderation block list, and what this does is you can enter here words to block from being posted to your page. Now this is where you can get a good marketing tactic going on. Just be careful because you don't want to add any terms that you need to use yourself. So make sure that these terms, these phrases, are just of things you don't want people to be able to post. Okay, next on the list we have profanity, and this just means that you can block people from using profanity, and you can choose none, medium, or strong. Okay, and then after that, press Save Changes. Okay, now we'll go to basic information. Okay, and this is all the information that you filled out earlier and a bit more. So at the top, we can go ahead and change our category, our type of business if we need to. The next field down is official page, and this just provides you a way to link to the official page of that product, of that business. For example, some people want to make a page that's a fan page, and it's for a product, it's for a show, but it's run by fans. Facebook prefers that you list the official page in this field here so you can link to the official page. However, for you can use this page to direct people to the official page of the business. So what it'll look like is upon Antonio's product page, there will be a link to the official business page. So that's a plus of having two different pages there, one for products, one for businesses, because you can lead people from the products to your business, or lead people from the business page to your products. Okay, so now we see username. This is very important. Now, unfortunately, for those users who did not verify their account with a phone number, you can't create your own username. If you click create a username, it'll say before you can get a username, you need to verify your account. So you're lucky if you had an extra phone or you bought an extra prepaid phone to be able to verify your account, because you can use your account with a username that you can set yourself. And what it'll do is basically create your page as facebook.com/your username. Instead of a whole long spiel that says username and a question mark and page and a bunch of numbers and a bunch of dashes, it's important to have that ability to create your own username that's catchy and that people can go to easily. So this is another reason you might want to think about making that investment in buying a prepaid phone and paying for just 1 month to be able to activate your Facebook account. Okay, so let's go back. Next down the list, you can change your name if you need to. You can add information, add dates. And once again, it's important that you do add dates, because if you don't, it won't show up on your timeline. You can select a start type, just different names for the same thing. When the company was born, when the company was founded, when the company was started. Okay, so it's just your preference. When we launched, etc. You can go ahead and change your address if you need to, if you moved businesses. And a good thing, if this business is not a strictly online business, add your hours of operation. And you can do that there. Okay, next is our description and our about. And the difference between these is actually, if you can see, the about field is short and the description is long. So what you want to put in the about field is the short, short version of what your company is all about. We sell this and this and this, or it is our mission, okay? It's a good idea to go ahead and put mission statements there. And in the description, that's where you elaborate. Now, I wouldn't say that there's really any restrictions to what you can write here. So go ahead and just write about your company. Maybe put a little background. We started this company in 1986, and we've been doing this for whatever, so many years, and we specialize in this, and we offer these kinds of products, and we're happy to be able to connect with you on Facebook. Now, there's a field for price range, and you can click basically the general cost of all your products, whether these are really expensive products, you click 50 and up, or not expensive products, okay? And you can indicate what kind of parking is at your place of business. Then you can go ahead and enter more information, your phone, your email, and definitely enter your website, your real business website. Save changes. Next is just profile picture. Obviously, if you haven't done that earlier, go ahead and do it now. Next is something called featured, and featured gives you an edge. Now, if you can see here, let's read. It says you've liked one page. This page is already shown on your page. Up to 5 pages can be shown at a time. And you can specify which of your like pages always rotate there by selecting them as featured. Okay, so basically what happens here? Say that your page has liked 30 other pages. And those are all affiliates with you, and those are your friends selling products. You've all liked each other's pages. What happens is you're allowed to feature 5 of the pages that you've liked on your profile. So this gives you an opportunity to make good relationships with 5 people. And you can present this as a perk for them featuring you in their top 5, and you featuring them in your top 5. So you don't just want to click anybody's page, okay? You want to use this to your advantage. Send out feelers to the people you've made relationships with, which is why we've been pushing for you to make those relationships in the first place. So send out feelers and tell them, hey, we've been talking for a while, and I've just set up my page, and I'd like to feature you in my top 5. I was wondering if you could do the same, or, something to that extent. And then also, as you can see here, you can not only just feature the page, but you can feature the page owner. Okay, so that's up to you. But you can see it says here, when you add a featured page owner, their personal information will be publicly displayed in the About section of their page. This page will be shown on their profile. So definitely look into that. Definitely use that to your advantage. Next down the list we have resources. Definitely consult this. Consult it religiously. This is Facebook's own guidance. They've got things for you to read here that's going to really help you out. This is best practices for making your page engaging, advertise on Facebook, select a username, invite email contacts. Okay, so you can go ahead and see here all this information. And it's great for you to actually use Facebook's ideas. Now, we're giving you a lot of our own, but Facebook has all the links to the basics, and if you need the basics, this is where you're going to go. Next down, this is where you can add another admin to your page. Now let me tell you why this is important. Definitely add another admin to your page, or 2 or 3, okay? Even for your group. And why you want to do that is, if you've gotten your account shut down, everything is lost. You've lost your contacts, you've lost your pages, you've lost, all your information, your groups, etc. It's all gone. But Facebook will not get rid of your page or get rid of your group if someone else is administering it. It's like having partners, and if your health goes down, they have the ability to keep it floating. So the good thing is, if you've got someone that you know, you trust, add them as an admin to your group. In the event that you've lost your account for some reason, you need to create a new one. You go ahead and start up your Facebook again, and it's not like you completely have to start from scratch. Your group and your page will still be there. Okay, contact your friend that's the admin and say, hey, I've made my new page again. Could you add me back as an admin? But the reason that you want to make sure that it's a trusted person is you want to make sure that that person is going to add you back and is not just going to steal your page for themselves. So what you want to think of doing is enlist your family members as an admin of your group. So definitely get that done. Next we have apps. And this is where pages get really creative, really exciting, really into marketing here. This is where all the freedom is. Now, it's completely up to you. Before we take the dive into apps, you have two options. You can choose to use apps, or you can choose not to use apps. If you're a real beginner and you mainly think you want to just use the profile itself, you can go ahead and do that. Okay, I call that simple page marketing. Okay, so if you go with simple page marketing, what you would do is go ahead and just use your page like a regular profile. Go ahead and post updates, go ahead and post advertisements, go ahead and post links to your products, links to your blog, go ahead and post news, post valuable information, and do so regularly, okay, on your page. Now that's simple page marketing. Then, on the other hand, we have creative page marketing. And creative page marketing utilizes apps. And basically what they are, if you can see, there's a list here, and it has photos, events, notes, and video. Now, those things are the things that already came with the page. They already came with your profile. They already came with groups. So this tells you that those are apps. Apps are just the different features of a page, of a group, of a profile. So you can add more than just photos, events, notes, and video to your page. And this requires a bit of research, a bit of know-how, because once again, Facebook doesn't make it readily easy for you to add the best apps. So what we've done here is I've gathered some suggestions for some of the best apps for you to add. Now, here's something to note. The old Facebook page system used to allow people to completely change the very first thing that you see when you click on their page and make it look like a website, make it look like something else, make it look like not a Facebook page. Before, people used to think that was the greatest thing, you know, hey, I'm clicking on this Facebook page and it doesn't even look like Facebook. Now I'm at a website, and how did they do this? It's so cool. You know, I didn't know you could do that. But let me tell you this. As time moves on, people get smarter. And 5 years ago, okay, 6 years ago, maybe even less than that, it might have been cool for pages to look like that. But with longer use on the internet, people become more aware, people become more paranoid, or just basically more careful, more knowledgeable. And by this time, many people, even the youngest of people, they're very well versed in the online world. They know what scam websites look like. They know what those generic product selling websites look like. The ones that look like, hey, mom makes $15,000 sitting at home and blah blah blah, and it looks like an article. People are already alert to those things. People don't want to go to a page that looks like one of those things, one of those cheesy websites trying to sell you a really cheesy product or a scam product. And you don't want your page to look like a scam. You don't want your page to look fake. You don't want your page to look like one of those things that people don't want to go to. So why would you do that to your page? Now, Facebook actually has helped us out there, because Facebook no longer allows you to have your main page profile customizable. So everyone's Facebook page will look like a timeline. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and look at the first app that I'm going to suggest to you, and that's HTML. HTML is what people used to use to completely redesign their page, like I was just talking about. But you're limited to designing a feature of your page, okay, a tab of your page. And just to avoid having to talk about it, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So what we would do is search for HTML in the search box. HTML, and I'm going to pick the one all the way at the bottom that says, it just says HTML and it just says app. 180,000 monthly users. Okay, there's also HTML iframes, and there's also static HTML for pages, and you can see 250,000 monthly users. So we're just going to go with this one because it's simple. HTML on Facebook. And then you just click add to page. And you would go to your page now and see that it's in your apps. So now what you do is you go to edit settings, and you're going to type a name for this page. It's not a separate page, but this feature. You're going to type a name for this feature or for this tab. I'm going to go ahead and call this, how about product news? So I've created one for product news, and you can create one for your product news, for your actual price list. You can create a separate one for videos for your product. You can create a separate one for an opt-in form. The possibilities are really endless here. So let's go to save and press OK. Okay, and then we'll go to your page profile, and we see here product news. So go ahead and click on it, and this is where you can have complete control of what shows up in this box. Right now there's a placeholder, but what you would do is click App Administrator Login and go ahead and click HTML for page visitors. And you can do this if you understand basic HTML coding. It is easy to learn, but it takes quite a while to be able to really know coding well enough to get it to look good. You can learn it quickly to just put stuff up there, but once again it'll look like one of those patched together websites that people are wary of and people are gonna run away from because it looks like a scam. It looks like one of those fishy websites. So I suggest, if you're just starting out, or if you're not interested in learning, go ahead, get a family member that might know, or hire someone to set up this for you. Now I'm just going to show you really quickly what you can do. Okay, and now that I'm done with that, I would just click update. So with HTML, you can create objects on a page, you can create text on a page. I've made a black background. I said welcome to our page, and it should probably say something about, you know, product news. You can have an RSS feed. It sounds complicated, but all you really have to do is look into it, follow the instructions, and really if you need really technical help, you can go ahead and contact Facebook, or otherwise go back to that page, okay? Go back to the resources page and read up about how to do all this yourself, okay? Now, another thing that I wanted to show you is this article that says 6 Facebook applications to sell your products. And as we go down the list, we can see that you can use your Facebook page to add a store. So having a store on a page is an app. It suggests here a VoIP store. And what you would do is add VoIP as an app to your page, and you can open up a store for your products. And if we move down the list, Okay, we see Shop tab, it's just another app for you to be able to sell things. There's Sort Price. There's also Shoutlet. Now, you can go ahead and just look at all of them. They're set up differently. So, what you want to do is browse these to see what look is best for your products. Okay, and then you go ahead and add that. As I showed you, we added the HTML. And you've got a store front right on your Facebook page. And that is just absolutely great. For the past 3 videos, you've been wondering, where does the money actually come into play? And this is how it comes into play, and this is where it comes into play. And if you choose one of these apps that don't look like, one of those sketchy websites, okay, you'll end up leading people to your page, and they'll end up shopping right on your page. They'll end up buying right on your page, so long as you've followed the steps from the beginning up until here. And get really creative, okay? On top of that, use different marketing aspects. Instead of just advertising something, instead of just linking to a product, instead of just having a store, you can think about running giveaways. And the good thing about giveaways is that it builds reputation, it builds trust, it drives people to your page. One of the #1 tactics in contest marketing is, hey, like this picture, like this post as an entry in our contest, and we'll choose one person to win this. Now, it's really easy for people to enter your contest, which will make them more apt to enter, and it drives likes to that picture of your product. It drives likes to whatever post that you've told them to like, which looks really good. The more likes that thing has, the more it looks good to others. And about this time, you're probably getting caught up in a whirl of possibilities, and maybe you're getting really excited or you're getting really lost. But for the most part, that's all that really needs to be said in creating your profile. You've got all the basics down, the info, the settings. Now you just need to really decide how you're going to use Pages. So up next, I'm going to slow it down with the overview and sort of list your options on the screen so you can write them down and devise your strategy. First, think about what types of pages you'll create and how many. Whether you'll have a page to represent your business as sort of the center of all your marketing activity, or a page just for your products, or just for news. An example is a company called ThinkGeek, and this is in Twitter, but it still applies to Facebook pages, okay? ThinkGeek has a separate Twitter for news about geeky stuff, okay, and I believe it's called ThinkGeek News. And then they have a separate account for selling geeky stuff, and it's called ThinkGeek Spam. And they use the word spam in sort of a ironic or sarcastic way that's kind of like, hey, we're admitting it's spam, but we know you love our products, so you're going to follow us anyway. But definitely think about using separate pages like that. Just a warning, the more pages you create, the more management you yourself need to do. Now, this is where eventually, as you get bigger, as you get more resources, you can assign the management of your page to others in your company. But if it's just you, just remember to have a plan, have a strategy, and have a schedule. 2, market accordingly. Depending on what you decide the page is for, stick to it. 3, even though you have a lot more freedom in your posts, be creative and not spammy. Do not over-post. Generally, stick to 1 to 10 posts per day, spread out along the day. You can make it easier to spread out your posts by using Facebook on your phone, or by sending posts to your mobile page email, which you can find by going first to your page controls and clicking Mobile. 4. Choose whether you're going to go with simple page marketing or creative page marketing. Simple, again, is where you choose not to use apps and just make posts and links and notes and photos. And creative is when you start adding tabs or features via apps, like a store, custom HTML, and importing Twitter and blog posts via RSS. 5. If you're going to use apps like custom HTML, remember to model your HTML after big company websites. Remember the look of those websites because you don't want it to look sketchy and amateur, which can be seen as signs of illegitimate businesses or scams. If you're going to use a store app, make sure it looks spiffy as well, and always do your research and choose reputable apps. 6. Whichever route you choose, market your product and your business creatively, even if you don't use apps. What you can do is once again run contests, which are one of the hugest sources of traffic you can tap into, and they also increase your reputation, so invest in giving some of your product away. You can also literally ask people for what they want. Social marketing opens up an avenue for businesses to really connect with people. Rather than try to guess what consumers want, you can ask them right on your page. Showing them that you care about their opinion is another way to gain a good reputation. 7. Remember the power of association, which is basically this. It doesn't matter if you understand page ranks or not. You want to bring the popularity and the rank of your better faring sites over to the others. If your Facebook page is super popular and you've got lots of traffic going on, lots of likes, if you lead people to your business website or to your blog, you bring that popularity to those sites as well, thereby raising the rank, so to speak, of those sites. In addition to that, don't only link your page to sites off of Facebook, but go ahead and link your page to your other pages. You can do that by liking your other pages while being signed in as your page, and then using the option in your controls to feature your own pages in the top 5. 8. Think about adding a mail list or opt-in tab. You can do this by having someone code some custom HTML for you, or you can get an app, or you can simply link to an opt-in form off of Facebook. The reason you want to push for getting people off of Facebook and make a list of all that information is if you happen to lose your account and all your contacts, you will have all that email information as a resource and you won't have lost everything. 9. When posting, again, use your demographic information to your advantage. The Insights feature can help you out with that. Once again, you'll find that on your control panel. You can also try to put your page link into Quantcast to get an idea of what kind of people are interested in your product, and use that information to cater your posts, your contests, and your advertisements to. 10. Think about using ads and plugins. Now, we didn't go over this earlier, so I'm going to point it out really quick. If you click on this arrow on the right, then click on Advertising, you can delve into advertising on all of Facebook, not just your own profile, your own page. This kind of advertising gets put on the right-hand side of everyone's newsfeed, so you can see the power of that kind of exposure, so definitely look into that. As for plugins, go back to that resources link we saw earlier, and definitely use everything here to your advantage. Then click Plugins. Now, if you don't know what plugins are, it doesn't matter because I'm sure you've seen them before. These days, whenever you're on a non-Facebook page, you always see buttons for Facebook, for Twitter, for LinkedIn. In short, those are plugins. So what you can do is get a Facebook like button on your regular business website. And there are all kinds of Facebook plugins for you to integrate into your other non-Facebook websites. Definitely get that going to increase your Facebook traffic and to give people an easier way to share whatever you have off of Facebook with others on Facebook. 11. Just remember a few rules. Don't overspam or overpost once again, but make your activity regular. Be careful about putting up a red flag. Facebook may give you warnings about using too many affiliate links and selling products that aren't yours. Even with all the creativity that pages allow you to have, even though you can directly advertise, don't lose your sense of genuine goodwill. Still be genuine, still give your viewers value, because if they don't see value, they're not even going to be fans of your page. 12. Lastly, remember everything from the other videos. Everything you've done up until now is an integral part of driving traffic to your business and your products. As I stated earlier, this is why you want your profile to look genuine. This is why we build those good relationships. This is why we connect with key people. All of it sort of accumulates here on your Facebook page, where people are given the opportunity to buy your product. Now, yes, there are people who buy products on a whim without all of that. But do you remember those figures from the intro video? If you remember those jumps in sales, it's because this is the difference. The difference is that those before sales were filled with people just happening upon products, just buying on a whim, or through hearsay from others with little to no involvement of the company with the public. The after figures are from sticking to our method, from building relationships, from creating a good and sincere image on the web, from building a great reputation. Marketing 101. It's not about presenting the product to as many people as possible in the hopes that every 1 in 100 will buy. That's not even marketing. Marketing is giving reason for other people to buy. And with that, go and create that strategy for setting up your page and keep all the beginning stuff in mind. A lot of people get crazy with this part and forget all the principles from the beginning and just turn into complete spam bots once they've got the page under their control. Remember the principles, and pages will be the key to your biggest source of cash flow on Facebook.